Hello everyone. Sorry, I'm kind of pushing through a cold right now. But by a show of hands, how many of you guys drink coffee, soda, or energy drinks? I know I do, and I probably do it too much. Well, according to scientists at the FDA, caffeine can actually be a healthy part of your diet, but having too much caffeine can pose health risks. My personal credibility with caffeine addiction is that I myself am addicted to caffeine, and I also worked at Starbucks for 3 years, so I was constantly seeing customers come in and out, whether that was to get their morning coffee for work or for school, but they always had the same saying that they needed their caffeine to get through their day. They needed the energy to get through their day. So I saw a lot of that, and it was very eye-opening to see like how much people will actually pay for caffeine just to get through their day. So first I will discuss caffeine and where it can be found. Secondly, I will discuss the effects of caffeine and the effects of caffeine on your body. And lastly, I will discuss ways to cut caffeine and safe alternatives. Millions of people actually use caffeine to stay alert and focus, but what is it actually doing to our bodies? Is it safe? I don't know. What exactly is caffeine? Caffeine is a drug that stimulates stimulates your nervous system, muscles, and heart, and can increase your blood pressure. Caffeine is found in such drinks, such as coffee and tea and soda, and even in chocolate. So if you're an avid chocolate eater, you might not be drinking caffeine, but you might be eating caffeine. According to the Mayo Clinic staff in their 2022 article titled "How Much is Too Much Caffeine?", up to 400 milligrams of caffeine a day is considered safe. That is roughly 4 cups of coffee and 10 cups of soda. 10 cups of soda is a lot of soda. I don't know about you, but I think I would feel sick. 4 cups of coffee, though, I think I drink that probably in a day. So the effects caffeine can have on your body, it is possible to build up a tolerance to caffeine, which then requires you to have more and more and more caffeine. And over time, this becomes can become physically and psychologically dependent on caffeine to even function. Oh my goodness. And Dr. Bethesda and her team from Medline Plus in their 2022 study titled "Caffeine Too Much Can Cause Dehydration, Headache, Anxiety, Frequent Urination, Increased Blood Pressure, Reproductive Effectiveness, Nausea, Irritability, and Increased Heart Rate." So I don't know about you, but those are all kind of serious things. I guess depending on who you are and how healthy you are, these things can affect you differently. Whether you're taking in only like 50 milligrams of caffeine a day versus 500 milligrams of caffeine a day. So it's very important to be aware of how much caffeine you're intaking. Even though it is rare, there have been several hospitalizations from caffeine and even some deaths, which is crazy. It's called caffeine toxicity, but it has happened before, and there's actually the purest form of caffeine is actually illegal in the U.S. So keep that in mind, that the whole saying, give me caffeine or give me death kind of thing can happen. So watch how much caffeine you're intaking, I guess. And then ways to stop drinking caffeine, or some safe alternatives that have worked for me, are go decaf. Get the decaf coffee, or even drink 1 cup of decaf or 1 cup of herbal tea instead of a caffeinated tea. Black teas and green teas are still caffeinated. Green tea does have less caffeine. you can cut back gradually, which has actually worked very well for me, where you can, instead of having 4 cups of caffeine a day, you can have, 3. And then, gradually cut your way down slowly. Otherwise, you'll probably end up with a headache or who knows what else. And then other tips from the Mayo Clinic and the Mayo Clinic staff in their 2022 article are to check labels on your products. Even medications such as Excedrin and Midol both have caffeine in them, so it is important to watch medications that you are taking and check labels on foods such as chocolates, dark chocolates. And then you can also keep tabs on how much caffeine you are consuming, whether that's on your phone, if you write a note to yourself, or you say, on Fridays I get my Dunkin' Donuts, or I get my Starbucks, or I get an extra soda that day for lunch. Those are good ways to help curb your caffeine addiction. So in conclusion, I discussed what caffeine is and where it can be found. I discussed the side effects caffeine has on your body. And lastly, I discussed safe ways to counteract your caffeine addiction and safe alternatives. Now you know the effects of caffeine and how it can affect your body and ways to help curb caffeine in the future. I know none of us will probably never stop going to Starbucks or your morning Dunkin' runs, but at least now we are more informed of safe caffeine alternatives and more aware of caffeine. Thank you.